I grew up in the 90s. So for me, Madam Web was this enigmatic character who may or may not have been human and who mentored Spider-Man throughout his trials and tribulations. Here, she's played by the lady from 50 Shades of Grey. Okay. So, Madam Web. Apparently, this version of Madam Web is an EMT who lost her mom at a young age because her mom was searching the Amazon for freaky spiders and ran afoul of some mercenary guy. And she grows up to be an EMT who, thanks to an accident, develops psychic abilities and finds out that 3 young women who may or may not become spider-themed superheroes in the future are going to run afoul of this guy. And so, since he knows of them thanks to his psychic visions, she has to stop him from going after them. Chaos ensues. So, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Dakota Johnson played the character as best she could. She felt very human, kind of an antisocial personality, even though she was an EMT. She saves them, but she doesn't gotta socialize with them. I can relate. Well, about the not socializing part. The girls who would become superheroes, they're annoyingly realistic as teen girls in the early 2000s. In that they are annoying at first. But when the action starts, they sort of become less annoying. The villain was dubbed. That's it. The villain was straight up dubbed. Because you hear him speak and it doesn't sound natural. So clearly he did some voiceover work after the fact. Because I guess he had a thick accent or something. Or maybe he had sore throat. But either way, it sounded like a second track was dubbed over what he was saying. There's also a villain sidekick who did okay, though she seemed to have more personality than the villain she was working for. I wonder if she'll come back for a sequel. Anyway, we also get to see Uncle Ben Parker. He's a paramedic who works with Dakota Johnson's character. And we get to see his sister-in-law, Mary Parker. And she's pregnant with Spider-Man! Or at least he will become Spider-Man in the future, hopefully. If the girls don't hog all the spider venom for themselves. Oh yeah, big shocker. Instead of the spider being secretly genetically engineered, apparently there are these magic spiders in the Amazon that give people superpowers. And the bad guy has the powers, but he got cursed with a vision of how he's going to die in the future. That's what sets him on his path to going after the teen scream queens. Anywho, overall, everyone's characterization is okay. The villain didn't leave me too invested, especially since his voice was so distracting. The heroes weren't terrible. Seeing Ben and his sister-in-law, that was kind of a nice little nod to the proper franchise. i.e., this movie is possibly setting up a new franchise, or it might just connect to the one involving the new guy. Is it Tom Hiddleston? No, not Tom Hiddleston. The proper Marvel-verse. Anywho, the effects, they were okay. Sort of meant to be a trip. This interconnected web ability. But it kind of looked like the screen was smeared with oil of some kind. It looked greasy for some reason. The music was early 2000s. Nothing to write home about there. They really wanted good music. They should have stuck with 80s music. The story does plot along, but it does come to a halfway decent head. Though, they are really banking that this film is going to get a sequel or set up a franchise. And I don't know if it's going to get the points necessary to get that. But I will say this. I wouldn't call this film bad, but I wouldn't call it good either. It's halfway mediocre. And if it sets up something better, then more power to it. I just hope this film didn't just kill the franchise, you know? Because I would like to see more of the Marvelverse with proper Spider-Man, the one who seemed upbeat after No Way Home. That I want to see more of. But if there's somehow a clash between that franchise and this one, maybe there could be something of it. But only time will tell. Like Madam Web said, it hasn't happened yet. So we'll see. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, Dakota Johnson isn't a bad actress. She was awesome in Suspiria. But every actor has their yips. And I think this one is hers.